All right, Esili, so it seems like the bulls are back, or are we getting overly excited?
I think we might just be getting a little bit excited. The rally we saw today was just something of, how attractive the market looks on a valuation basis, particularly with respect to the banks. I recall that the Nigerian market as a whole was trading around about 12 times 2012 earnings, and now it's trading around 11 times. So it's actually more attractive than it was, and it's obviously normal for you to see this kind of reaction. But I think there's still a lot of the risk averseness with respect to the reforms in the banking sector, and so it's likely that this rally isn't sustained.
All right, well, the consumer goods side of things seems a little bit attractive. Before we go into that, flour mills, their results out today, turnover up 15.5%. Are you impressed?
Well, the revenue numbers were quite encouraging, and I think it's quite indicative of, I think better performance to come in the future. But the net earnings numbers were quite disappointing, I must say. And this, I think, is general sentiment in the market, given that the market pulled back a little bit today. We think that, there might have been, a few issues with respect to accounting, maybe accounting issues, but I tend to look so longer term, and I haven't really seen anything here that changes the long-term future of that company. I think that the prospects for strong economic growth, large population, plus 150 million, still adds a lot to the company's really robust future earnings growth.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the statistics would support what you're saying, because it's still one of the top 10 performers on the NSE All-Share Index. Let's talk about the companies that are coming out as the better capitalized companies in Q2 of 2011. Obviously, to be expected, Dangote Cement up 4.8% in terms of performance, and it is the top performing company on the NSE. Is that going to continue?
I'm not very sure about that. I think very important driving DCP going forward is the company delivering on the capacity they promised to deliver on. So we're expecting around about 12.2 million tons before the end of the year. I think if they can deliver on that and you start to see that reflect on earnings, it will be a major catalyst for the company's stock going forward. Other than that, I think that you see continued strong performance in the consumer sector. I think there's also room for some other cement companies as well, like Ashaka Cement and probably CCNN to outperform over the next half of the year.
All right, on the consumer side, Nigerian breweries also doing particularly well, valued in the region of about 661 billion naira. And then shortly thereafter, Guinness Nigeria, Nestle, flour mills, as I said to you, and other companies as well coming to the fore. What do you make of that?
Like I said, the consumer companies have done, quite well since the start of the year, and I think that's largely reflective of, some risk averseness in the system. People are avoiding financial stocks and going for very strong non-financial companies, particularly the consumers and the cement companies. We expect that trend to continue, not until we see, the risk level in the banking system come down a bit, or at least perceived risk in the banking system come down. The likes of Guinness, Nigerian breweries, or even Nestle will do particularly well, even relative to some of the other indigenous consumer companies, because of the perceived better corporate governance at those companies, because they're owned by multinational companies. And I think with respect to the brewers, we've also gotten pretty positive catalysts like M&As, expected strong earnings growth expectations in the future that I think will continue to push those companies. But we do advise our clients that probably now will be a good time to take profits on those two names, Guinness and Nigerian breweries, because on average, both companies have shoot over, at least valuation-wise, have gone beyond their levels pre-2008 crisis.